AI Elder, this is Victor, and you're welcome to another episode of the Biochar Skills Training Tutorial for the PC. And the app we're currently using is Adobe Premiere Pro, and we're going to be discussing two main parts throughout today, which is the first one, which is keyframes, and the second one is effects. You know, the funniest part is that we've been taking this one by one, but why are we taking it two? That's because effects and keyframes deals with themselves, okay? Although we can just teach you keyframes before effects, but it's not a big wastage of time for and wastage of resources and stuff like that. So why don't we just do it together and make it into one kind of actual video? So please and please, after you finish watching the show, we're gonna make it very incredible as much as we can make it very incredible. So, and you are the incredible people, so why don't you do something incredible for us? That means that you have to go to the comment section below and give us a question. Yeah, because we love questions, answering a lot of questions. But most importantly, we need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up on the video. I'm sorry it took me long to just say that was my specific point. So let's move. One thing about keyframes is the fact that we're making use of keyframes in every part of our tutorial. You can check out the After Effects keyframes basic. I think we did quite a lot of explanation here. So also in Adobe Premiere Pro, there's also what we call keyframes in Adobe Premiere Pro. And to access those keyframes, it's going to be quite tricky. Look at the massive amount of effects right here, and you start to wonder that, like, are you telling me that some of those effects work without keyframes or something like that? But that's actually a lie, because some of them do work. Okay, they work with keyframes actually. So to access those keyframes, you're gonna just have to go to this place and you're gonna drag this just like this. There's quite a lot of dragging, and I think I'm gonna drag this to the left to give this video a little bit of space. So as you can see, we've got our panel right here, just like this is our keyframe panel right here, and there's a lot of stuff we can actually draw this to make this look more fantastic, just like this. So we've got our videos right here, and what are the effects we could use right here? There are tons of brilliant effects we could use right here. Like, trust me, a lot of effects right here. So this is just the video effects for now. So now for the motion effect, let's just add a quick effect, or what do we call it? Let's use the block dissolve. If I put the block dissolve on this video, it's not gonna show anything yet, but I can just put it right here. I could just add the block effect to, it's gonna be for the 2-1. I could just add it right here. So as you can see, I've added the stuff right here. I've not added any keyframes. So what I could do at that particular point, okay, I could set a particular keyframe. Let's say it's at 0. Yeah, if I set this to 100%, you know, this is where I am actually. It's not gonna show. That does not even work at all. So I'm gonna have to set this to 0%. That's not even working at all. So one thing happening about keyframe is the fact that for you to start a keyframe, yeah, you have to click on the stopwatch icon right here. Okay, the stopwatch icon is right here. So I'm going to click on the stopwatch icon right here, and that is a keyframe at 100. Then I'm going to move a few frames forward and set this to 0. Now when I move back over it, it's still not going to show anything for now. Yeah, but the main question is, why isn't it showing at all? Like, we are actually in the right frame, and that's actually wrong. This is where you're supposed to add your keyframe. So as you can see, we've got our video right here. Now where do we get to put on that keyframe smile? This is it. I could just kind of select two of them together. That's not gonna work. We're gonna put this right here, and we're gonna make a little bit of that particular keyframe. That's gonna be still sitting right here. We could just set our transition. You give your transition, you click on the stopwatch icon right here, and that's going to give you the first keyframe at 0%. You can just go to the front a little bit, so just shift one frame forward and give it 100%. Okay, then you can just go a little bit forward again and kind of give it a 0%. So let me just space out those keyframes. Just want to space out for example, and by the time we play this, you'll get to, sorry, see this. So by the time you get to play this, see how the transition evolves. You know what's gonna be good about transition is if it's kind of involved right here towards the ending, as you can see, and yeah, just kind of move it over right here, as you can see. So we managed to make a little bit of applications of keyframes, as you can see. It looks quite interesting as the stuff goes on and goes out. So there's lots of stuff you can actually do. Look at the effect of crop. There are some effects right here that don't need keyframe. For example, look at crop. Although crop does not need keyframe, but sometimes it can need keyframes. If you see the stopwatch icon about any object, that means any keyframe is possible. So where the crop can be very useful is in terms of maybe you wanna give it a little bit of cinematic banner at the top. I could just click on the top, give it a 4-second soft 6. That's it. I'm gonna give it a 4. Then the bottom also I could give it a 4 too. So you see that's just kind of cinematic pattern. Then if I want to give it the right, I can give it a 4, and the left I could give it a 4. Well, that's not about the video you see in cinema every day. So let's just change it back to 0 and this back to 0. So this looks like a brand new cinematic quality. So actually there are stuff you could do with effects, but maybe I'm gonna just be exploring just a few of them. You know, most of the time when I want to apply my effects, I don't make use of Premiere Pro. I make use of After Effects to do my effect. Now, in case of keying, you can actually use the keying effect, and I'll say that maybe you should use the Ultra key. Okay, Ultra key. And with this one, I think this one's gonna be the real deal, because if you can add this, you can use the spill killer to remove the blurs, the green stuff that spill on your body when you use the green screen, and you can use this stuff to remove a little green screen. But maybe we're going to be dealing with that green screen in a very later topic, maybe later videos of pirature skills training. So these are all the tools that you can actually use, most of them with keyframes, right? Some not with keyframes actually. Look at the Gaussian blur. If I had the Gaussian blur to this video, now it's going to appear below this place, and this is the Gaussian blur. This is going to appear below this video in the effects control. So now where I want to apply the Gaussian blur, as you can see, I could apply the Gaussian blur right here. So I'm going to set the blurriness is 0 actually. So when I move forward a little bit of frame, I'm going to set this to 100%. Oh sorry, I set it to any kind of effect I'm setting to. Then by the time I get here, I can just set it back to 0, and a new keyframe is formed instantly. The keyframe forms by itself, okay, and it animates by itself. So by the time I move through this, you see how this just move like this. You see, if you're wondering about how they show movies in which people just faint, so maybe when you get infection or stuff like that and you start to feel dizzy, so this effect is kind of quite useful. So let's just say, see the way we're able to manipulate keyframes so easily. See, then one keyframe there, they'll make another one here. See, so keyframe is quite useful in Premiere Pro. So I can also make the same keyframe in After Effects, but it's going to be quite easier in After Effects than Premiere Pro. You know what? It's because maybe because I'm dealing with compositions in After Effects, I'm dealing with videos right here, and these videos are kind of quite confusing. So the transitions right here, a lot of transitions right here, connection blinds, radial wipes, linear wipes, gradient wipes, in fact a lot of wipes right here. You see it is senior comparator, raw biplexes, like in fact you can get a bit of the red giant tools actually, and see they're quite cool. So maybe there's not much problem with using tools and keyframes in Premiere Pro. You see, we managed to make a bit of keyframes of our own in Premiere Pro. And my wonder that, can we do auto keyframe in Premiere Pro? You know, I would ask the question actually, because yeah, I love asking questions. But the answer is no. We have to just do everything manually. Even if you want to track in Premiere Pro, when I'm teaching you tracking in Premiere Pro, we're gonna have to do it manually. We can't actually do it like auto tracking using just like After Effects. So now you know the difference between the two. This one is just mainly for editing your videos and compositing everything together most of the way. But to add effects, you have to use After Effects. And through the dynamic link, you can actually connect your Premiere Pro to After Effects. Maybe we'll do that in a very later tutorial. So that's all for this particular tutorial. I hope you learned something today. We are able to deal with effects and keyframes. I'm going to make a little bit of keyframe example right here at this particular part. We need to edit the blurriness, add a middle point, and give it the clean face back all over and over again. So that means there's no problem with it. You can see how far it goes. We added some effects, and see we didn't even make use of any keyframes for us to get the desired effect. So you see, quite useful, and trust me, this is the best of that. Like, I really love this topic, because you people, if you want to actually do something in Premiere Pro, like give it a little bit of keyframes and stuff, give it a little bit of effect that is not very fair. We're going to make use of keyframes and mostly effects panels. So let's just say it's kind of quite important for you to get adjusted to this. For more questions on this, or if you want to make another tutorial that depicts another kind of stuff about this, you can actually give us a comment below in the comment section, and actually give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this video and share with everybody, because as much as share with everybody, the more creativity the more creative the videos I'm gonna be making. Wait, is this one not creative? Yeah, it's creative actually, but like I meant well, let's just forget about it. So that's all for today's tutorial. Have a beautiful night and wonderful day. Goodbye.